My name is Cody Cameron. I'm one of the directors.
And I'm Chris Perrin. I'm the other director of Cloudy with a Chance of Meatballs 2. Two. We work for Sony Pictures Animation. Really funny logo.
Dancing letters.
And they work for Columbia Pictures. These titles were done by Chad Stewart and Todd Pilger, right?
Mm-hmm. Going back to like the first test we did at the very beginning of the process, right? We had those letters kind of in our style, right?
Yeah. Justin Thompson designed them. So here's a little flashback to remind the audience who Flint was as a little kid. And we're going to meet the new character that's going to turn the whole story.
With your host, Chester V.
That's Chester V.
Welcome back, science friends. You know, I have devoted my life to inventing the future, but every dream has a beginning. I still remember my first invention.
And this little photo here reminds me of Matt Taylor, one of our voice talent.
Yeah, he's actually, I think, getting younger as he gets older. But not to reference a movie about someone who gets younger.
Now here's Chester's Food Bar, which is kind of like our food version of the iPod in this movie.
Yes, yeah.
This whole opening was sort of inspired by some of the stuff we watched when we were kids, you know, those science shows and what have you.
Yeah, and a certain 80s program that was on Sunday nights.
And then here's where we meet Barb, voiced by Kristen Shaw. And sort of the mythology, the idea was that, you know, he saw Barb on TV, and that's sort of what drew him to making Steve.
Yeah, kind of our revisionist history.
Here's some footage from the first film. This was some free footage for our animators.
Yeah, and the images in these flashbacks are at 1.5K, and our film is at 4K. So if you look really close, it's just a little less good looking than our film.
It looks old.
Yeah, it's old technology.
Like an old shoe. It's comfortable to wear, though.
Yes, it keeps your feet warm.
Both me and Cody worked on the first movie for quite a while.
Yeah, you were the head of story?
Yeah, 4.5 years.
Yeah.
That was my scene right there, the burger ring.
How does it feel going back in time like that?
It's exciting.
Yeah.
And of course, you remember the gummy bear obsession for Steve. We don't really do much of that in this movie. But
I think we have some dancing gummy bears in the finale.
He's cool with the gummy bears now. He's come to terms.
Sure.
So this is like the reverse of the shot that we had in the first film where we saw the clouds clear, so we wanted to shoot it from underneath. There's a lot more food on this food pile than we originally had. That's a little revisionist history, so if you put the two DVDs back to back, you can get us on that.
Yeah.
Here's all the gang, Noodle Man.
Yeah. Also, the glass dome to Flint's car was here in this shot, and I think it actually blew off in the first film.
Yeah, it did. And they were dirtier, and if you remember the first film, like half of Flint's head was torched off. And
Scorched, yeah.
Scorched. And, you know, Sam doesn't have any dirt in her face. She's got dirt in her shirt, but not in her face.
Yeah.
Dirt in her shirt.
Dirt shirt.
Dirty shirt. So here's Flint kind of proposing to her, but he's doing it in kind of a nerd way where he's actually asking her to work with him.
I think that was my stomach.
Was that your stomach? It's hard when you're working on a movie about food.
Food!
In my stomach, food! So here's where they come up with sort of the MacGuffin of the movie, this Sparks wood.
Not ever. Never, ever.
Oh, I gave away the name before they gave away the name, but hopefully you've seen the movie.
Yeah.
Because if you're starting here, your entertainment value is less.
We're actually doing this commentary before the film has been released, so hey, hope it's a hit.
And then, of course, Chicken Brent in his chicken suit. Manny, one stroke, amazing drawing. All of these drawings on this piece of paper were drawn by kids from our VizDev crew. So, except for the little poop smear.
Yeah.
That was created by Justin, our production designer.
Yeah. Or was that Dave Bleich that did the little smear?
Yeah, maybe it was both of them.
Okay. It took 2 fingers to smear that.
There's a rat bird off the head. Remote control TV, one of our favorite characters from the first film. And here, Chester V shows back up again. He's got a white beard this time, though. So
he's a lot older.
That's proof that time has passed.
Yes.
So we have him throwing out some humanitarian aid.
Bandages, pants, water, things like that.
Things like that. And we wanted to kind of call attention to the vest because this becomes something that Flint wants the whole movie. It's like a literal carrot that he's kind of chasing.
Yeah, look. It looks like a carrot.
It's a carrot. You'll notice that Chester kind of is shaped like a light bulb. It's sort of like his design language runs through everything he touches, right?
Good ideas. Light bulbs, yeah.
And we've just revealed the hologram thing, so now we've got the you know, kind of once we get that into the movie, Chester can create these holograms and these storytelling whiteboard devices can pop up out of them. which is kind of helpful.
What? You need us to leave? Listen up,
It's
Oh, I see bandages, man. He's got bandages.
And pants. See Joe
Yeah.
Town's pants?
Joe Town's got pants. Why's he got pants?
He's got some pants.
Why's he got pants?
There's Noodle Man. Noodle Man's facing the wrong way.
Yeah.
That's an old joke from
Look,
the animators. They
In the
always-
right-hand corner, there's like 4 guys wearing the same blue plaid shirt.
One of the things we updated was our crowd rigs on this movie, so we were using the old ones for this bit,
Yeah.
so you can see a lot more repetitive characters. That's a lovely piece of corn, isn't it?
It looks real.
Return home before you know it. Except for you, Flint Lockwood.
Me?
Why?
You are going
That's the other thing we could do is we could just
We could just mimic
recite
the dialogue. Hey, this guy's a good.
Yeah, who did that voice?
I think this is a good guy. Really talented. Hard to get.
Hologram technology.
I like.
Awesome.
We have a lot of fun with like holograms touching things.
Or not
touching things. It can be slightly creepy. I mean, he does a little bit of a chin grab here in 2 minutes.
I understand, Lockwood. But if you become a thinker,
Right here, you've been touched by a hologram. Of course, Sam is like super supportive, and we wanted to make sure that Flint was honorable to what they were just dreaming about.
Blue crayon.
But orange vest. How did
Yeah.
that happen?
Ooh, magic
A
crayon.
little continuity here.
Yeah.
There's Joe Town. Hey, Joe Town. And then they're going away. It was the best day ever. But wait. We had a lot of debate as to when to pop the Chester balloon and tell the audience that this guy's actually a bad guy. But turned out that clarity was probably the best thing for us.
Yeah.
Now we just do it right here. I like the way the hologram is really subservient to the real Chester.
no idea of our real.
What's your real plan?
Contact me as soon as Operation Capture the
I'm
Capture
prob-
the invention?
I'm probably the only one that ever laughs at that, but it makes me laugh that Chester's got really obvious names for his plans, and that kind of came from it's like everything he touches is really easy to use. You'll
Yeah.
see later on in the movie that like the food can break out of cages pretty easy. and stuff.
Yeah.
Here's our opening titles from Todd Pilger, and actually
3D. Wow.
originally it was Glenn Harmon did a 2D
Yeah.
version of this, and then Todd kind of picked it
Yeah.
up and made a 3D version. Good folks. So now we're gonna jump to San Franjose, California. And it looks like he's back in his lab.
Yeah, look, it's full
Why-
of 3D.
Why is he back in his lab?
Look at the depth.
Oh, it's just a joke.
It was a magic curtain.
The idea here is that Flint and Tim are kind of living together in his one-bedroom apartment in San Franjose, and Flint is more going on that adolescent journey, right? And of course, his girlfriend lives across the
Of course.
hall, so they can hold hands and stuff. But it's all very friendly.
There she is, the brightest weather girl.
And of course, all of our gang is there with them, and they're gonna go off to their new futures.
3 guys in blue.
This is a Live Corp bus. So,
Sasquatch.
Sasquatch. So the Live Corp.
Noodle guy.
Noodle guy. That's exciting.
Yeah.
There's Joe Town. The bus is going to beautiful, nice San Franjose, California, and here we have Live Corp. Like they paved over Alcatraz, built this giant light bulb.
Yeah, notice the colors orange and green on a white background. You'll see a lot of that.
Yeah, that's kind of Chester's signature. So if you notice the crowds in this section, there's a lot more diversity than we had in the first film. This was a combination of Craig Kelman working with our ImageWorks team, the amazing guys over there, and their problem-solving ability in terms of like coming up with like 5 different characters that you can then make 1,000 different
Yeah,
characters.
morph in between.
When we're talking about the background characters, we have Barb showing up again.
Yeah.
This is adult Barb. And
Notice that the coffee cup is also a hexagon.
this is probably the first time Flint's ever had coffee. So, the idea here is that he's going to get a little more hyper through the scene. Barb's really sensitive about being called a monkey because she's obviously an ape. So.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, in that last shot where Barb scoots off frame, she sticks for a moment, like for one frame. Don't know if they'll fix that by the time the DVD comes out.
I bet you they will.
Yeah,
I bet you they will.
yeah.
And so, here, now, Flint's in the big world.
Hot. Not too bad yourself, monkey.
Caffeine patches are
It was designed after one of our story artists, Jenny. I'm sorry, Jenny.
offering beginner or grande. Over here, indoor sports, those are encouraged.
Yeah, so we were just having fun with the idea of like, kind of a haven for nerds, and I mean that with the lovingness.
Yes.
Because
Pointing the fingers right back at us.
as we are in an animation studio, it's very similar. So the idea here is that this is a place where everybody can get everything they need, so they never have to leave.
Yeah, like the coolest company and the coolest campus ever.
There's a few companies like that in California.
Yeah.
Here's Craig Kelman, our character designer, showing us his idea pants. That was one of the earliest gags we had in the movie,
Yeah.
wasn't it? Sort of stuck in through all of the screenings and stuff.
Magic hexagons.
That was Theo Vandernoot.
Look, more hexagons.
That's where we belong, Steve.
Great thing about Steve is you can just drop in lines here and there.
Mm-hmm.
So the idea there is that he's overly caffeinated. We don't really point too big a finger at it, but Steve's kind of freaking out because his heart rate's going through the roof.
Yeah, if you go back and watch the scene, you can watch his eyes start to dilate and twitch, and it's a gradual process.
It's one of our ways to hide the exposition
Hot chocolate with double whipped
with a
whipped cream.
caffeinated monkey. This nose gag keeps coming up. We have a lot of repeat gags in this movie.
The running gag.
Yeah, the running gag.
Yes.
I think Brandon Jeffords added the coffee coming out of the thing there.
I believe so.
That was our head of story. Delightful man. Good father. Snappy dresser. One of my favorite shots in the movie.
Yeah. Little Flintley McCallahan.
Flintley
over there.
McCallahan, you're going to meet in a little bit, but he's hammering a cat into a car. Subliminally. No real cats were harmed. In
No,
this
no,
film, but
no. Nor no CG. Yeah.
no CG cats. So there's like 9 arms going on here. The idea here is that Flint is kind of making all of these inventions, and he experiments on his dad. That's sort of who he uses. So just sort of stretching out that idea that Tim and Flint are living together in this apartment and that they're
Yeah.
kind of on top of each other.
And he'll never get to finish that copy of Moby Dick.
Yeah, he's been working on that book for a long time.
Yeah.
This is a joke from the first film that never made it in, so we brought the invisible coffee table back. He was always one of the ones that made us laugh. But
Delicious
the
leftovers.
tiny Tim.
Hairless Tim.
Yeah. And
Notice the painting in the background of Flint and Tim fishing. He's got no hat in this shot, and later on you'll see this portrait in the boat, and he's got a hat.
he's got a hat.
It's a magic hat.
This shot always makes me laugh. The previous one where Flint's doing the bad acting, that was a Claudio. Claudio animated that, which always makes me laugh when Flint's looking at the camera and
Yeah.
acting badly. The celebration here keeps coming back. It's a party in a box. We were going to make one, but we didn't know how.
Yeah, and there used to be a theme song for it that Flint and Sam had. A party in a box for any occasion.
Like they used it all the time.
Yeah.
So here we are at the Live Corp vesting ceremony, which is kind of like one of those keynote things they do up in Silicon Valley. And of course, Steve has been trained to hit that button anytime he hears the word.
What, you call that a Pavlovian?
A Pavlovian response.
Yes.
Yeah. That makes us sound smart, which as directors, we have to always sound smart.
Yeah, I have
because,
no idea what that means.
Yeah, but that's part of the job, isn't it? Pretending like we know what we're talking about most of the time. You know?
Yeah.
It's like herding cats, you know?
Yeah, they just pat us on the back and it's like, good job, good job.
I mean, most of what we do is try to be open to ideas. So
Yes.
we have a team of what, like 300 people, and they're all really funny, awesome people.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah.
trying to get everybody motivated to do the best work that they can do. I mean,
Yeah, and be collaborators, you know?
just like Chester V here
Yeah.
at the Live Corp. You see how they love him? So right here, we're going to see the carrot. Here's the carrot that Flint is after, that everybody in this company is after, that orange vest,
Yeah.
you know? So I always love watching the background characters here and how happy they
Yeah,
are.
look at that lady to the right. Wow, she's excited.
so-
Whoa!
They're so happy.
Yeah.
So here's a little bit of a drum roll moment. We just watching the movie now.
Yeah, that's what happens.
This is exciting.
Yeah, notice how Chester actually never looks at the card that has a name printed.
This is the old, you got it? No, bait and switch. So this is Craig Kelman, our lead character designer, doing the voice of Flintley McCallahan. And the car that runs on cute. So the idea with Flintley McCallahan is that he would be sort of a mimic of Flint's design, but sort of the opposite. So he's got like a crazy hairstyle, but instead of being black, it's kind of orange.
Yeah.
Or as they say, ginger.
And I think they actually used the Flint rig and just swapped out or changed the
His
head.
nose and
Yeah.
stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the celebrationator, we loaded the gun and it's gonna go off. So
Boom.
boom, boom, boom. There's a Wilhelm scream in there.
Yep, classic
Okay.
Wilhelm scream.
So the idea here is that we were mimicking the moment that we reminded the audience about in the first film, where everybody's laughing at Flint. So we wanted to kind of have that same sense of humiliation and
Yeah.
shame, you know. And of
That
course,
spray on shoes moment.
you know, poor Flint is gonna walk home.
Yeah.
So we got the inventor song here,
Yep. Sad rainy walk.
and you know, we got this the trail of failure, the shame sparkle trail.
Yeah, in our town of San Franjose, we have a Chinatown, much like San Francisco has, but ours, I think, is only a block long.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, early on in the movie, one of the things we did, we took our production design, we went up to San Francisco and
Yeah.
spent like a weekend just photographing up there and kind of walking around and getting a feel for the place, right?
Yeah, it was awesome.
Trying to pack all that knowledge into one street.
Mm-hmm.
It's one of my favorite transitions there, the old sparkle to sparkle transition. We had to fight our editor on that a little bit.
Yeah.
On Cloudy One, we never did cross dissolves.
Yeah.
It was a kind of a conscious choice, but now we're in a different world.
Yeah.
I like the kind of janitor lighting here and this kind of internal moment between Barb and Chester. This is one of the later boarded sequences that we had, right?
One of the last, right?
Yeah, I think we had a test screening, and it seemed like the audience wanted to understand Chester's plan clearer.
Yeah.
So, in the idea of like clarifying it, we gave this to our head of story, and he came up with this idea.
Yeah.
So, and this is actually Alan Hawkins animated the hand gag here, which is something that always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
One of the opportunities that Chester provides for our guys is just like a new way to move these characters, and because we have a very Muppety cartoony style, he's a little bit more fluid and fun. I mean, he's so fun to watch. I find, even with the sound off, I could just watch Chester all day. Poor Flint, having that adolescent moment where he flopped down on the bed. Steve is going to have a bit of a relationship with this candle coming up. That's a vest cake, which, is sort of like to celebrate him getting that vest that he didn't get. And of course, Sam comes in with the same one. The R&D in this cake are Pete Travers. What's Pete's title, official title again? I want to get that right.
VFX supervisor?
The VFX soup. That was his favorite shot right there.
Yeah.
The
That
close-up
close
on
up of
cake.
the cake. And actually, it almost, wasn't that a live action shot
I
inserted?
think it could have been a live action cake. We had a live action cake inserted here. So Steve was green screen. The cake had a ping pong suit on.
Yeah. Neil Patrick Harris in the mocap suit.
Jumping on a cake.
Yeah.
That's how we do all of our animation. It's all mocap. No.
He's kidding.
We had how many animators?
Like
About
80 plus?
Yeah, and they were fantastic.
Yeah, really, really good work.
Great team, and they brought a lot to the table. I mean, that gag we had with Steve's tail lighting up, that was Toby, right?
Yeah.
And of course, we have some, Tim's decorating there behind. We added that sardine. If you watch continuity-wise, it's not always in that part of the wall, is it?
It moves around. Yeah.
Now, a lot of people told us you got to have Tim fielded it properly, and we like the fact that Tim was sort of awkward in this space.
Yeah,
so
we always said he was like a Saint Bernard,
in a one-bedroom apartment.
Yeah.
So we deliberately cut off the top of his head. That was a director's choice.
Yes.
So if you hate it, you can hate the director.
Yeah.
James Williams, our head of layout, he went with it because he's a good man.
Yeah.
I don't know how many beds Tim breaks a year.
Yeah.
But I think this sort of loving father kind of thing is a new thing for Tim.
Mm-hmm.
To sit there and kind of be a good listener. Of course,
Fancy nails.
when everything seems like it's going wrong, something shows up to steer the story. Here comes Barb. Now, originally, this is where we were going to meet Barb in the movie, right?
Yeah.
She hadn't shown up yet. And,
There used to be a character named Kathy who brought Flint through Live Corp.
Right.
And I can't remember when we decided to make Barb that character, but I think it really
really
blesses
helped
the
it.
beginning of the film.
It was pretty far along, and that was
Yeah.
one that our animation team kind of went with. I mean, we tried to avoid story changes when we were so deep in production, but that was just one that seemed like it made sense. That's why Barb ended up on the scooter, so we could keep Flint's eye lines
Yeah.
the same.
We keep all our layout shots the same, yeah.
Right. You'll notice that Barb walks on these little feet, and that's going to come to play later on. Like, one of the fun things that the animators had to play with her is that she'd try to move like a human. Like
Yeah, she would never walk on her arms.
Yeah, she doesn't move like a monkey or an ape. So here we have Chester's inner sanctum. The idea like it's like a log cabin in the middle of the woods.
Yeah, if you freeze frame, you can see all the great portraits of Chester on the back wall there.
The idea here is that Chester, is sort of, his best advice comes from himself, so he surrounded himself with himself. So that's kind of the meta thing, I guess, with these holograms. He can be everywhere and
Now
nowhere.
watch the eyes on the cat on the mantle.
right.
Yep. Oh.
Oh, we're in the coffee bag.
Sip.
This is a photograph.
So this is a big expositional scene, so we wanted to have some business with the coffee just to kind of give us some sense of the tension, the ticking clock
Yeah.
kind of ratcheting through here.
Here's our think what nots that were at the beginning of the film.
Oh, that's the two directors. One of the things that these directors do sometimes is stupid voices on the... That was Cody screaming.
It appears to be a living cheeseburger.
I always love the shot, and I love the way that the CG team lit this
Yeah.
over at ImageWorks. Like, it's really dramatic.
Feels like a warm cabin on the inside and cold on the outside.
Yeah, so when you're shooting back on Chester, he's got that kind of dramatic kind of, uplit thing.
Dramatic lighting.
Dramatic lighting. Dramatic lighting.
That dramatical lighting.
This is extreme. This is great in 3D. That
Yeah.
nose comes right out at you. And the whole coffee thing was set up for the dumb spit take.
Yeah, we used to have the fork and knife and spooninator that you saw
Right.
in the earlier montage strapped to his neck in this scene, and it was some funny business. And we took it out for some reason, and then
I
we
think it
kind
was
of
to
needed
simplify, right?
Yeah, and then we needed some funny business, so we thought, why not have him sip coffee?
This is where we meet the weapon of choice for Chester, the BSUSB. The idea here is that Flint and Chester kind of communicate in the same kind of, science speak. So Flint's able to pick up his acronyms. And
Mm-hmm. There's the buffalo.
Watch the buffalo. Yeah. Oh, buffalo, not buffalo.
Yeah.
Buffalo
No food
somewhere.
yet.
Fix this. Brilliant.
So the idea here is that, Chester needs to manage the situation. So Chester's alternative plan, or ulterior plan here is to, kind of get this done quietly so he can get what he wants, right? So he's manipulating Flint into thinking that he has to do this for his respect, right?
Yeah.
I like those little pauses that he has.
Yeah.
Outside that window there, that's a 2D live action set, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Is
the
that
snowfall.
somebody's backyard? Is that Mike Ford's backyard
I
or
think so,
something?
yeah.
So we all know Flint can't keep a secret. So that was a little nod to the homage of the first film,
Right, yeah, when they're in the Jolo mold.
And
Yeah,
then-
Sam was like, "Can you keep a secret?" And he went,
No.
But this time,
And of course, because we're two dudes, we think that this is what ladies do at night.
they all put blue cream on their face.
yeah, that mud mask
Yeah.
stuff. But she does work in the movies. so-
Sure, yeah.
Yeah. Little note on Tim's forehead there. There was a longer montage of him packing, so that was a
Right.
little vestigial thing there. But we left it in because I thought it was kind of funny.
Mhm.
We left it at a note. Steve's always fun to watch in these scenes. Eh?
Yeah, it seems like he's, always distracted by something else around him.
So here's Terry Crews coming in as Earl, and the fun thing here is we get to sort of see him and his day in life for what he's been doing in San Franjose. The idea is I think everybody's been diminished, right?
Yeah.
From their home, their roles.
They have a lesser job.
But of course, you can't keep a good man down.
Nope.
He's
Can't
got,
keep a good beard down.
He's got beard just waiting to blow out.
Son, you are my beautiful.
So we had to recast Cal this time because
The original actor is probably 25 now.
Yeah, I think with the time of animation, you have to kind of hit the same cusp of adolescence.
That's not a chest hair. That's cupcake frosting. Tell your mom that I'm getting.
So yeah,
Yeah, but Kamani did a great job.
Kamani was great. A little bit of chest hair fudge there, Cal's got the confidence. That's the first step towards getting chest hair. I think is self-confidence, don't you think?
Definitely.
Definitely. And this is H. Lee Peterson came up with this gag, right?
Yeah.
The cow hanging out of the
Yeah, the
the
backside.
big side of a cow. And everybody loves Brent.
Yeah.
So early days, I think it was it Kelman came up with the idea of the chicken suit?
I think
or-
so, yeah.
Yeah, so that was our character designer. So, I mean, going back to what we do early on in the movie, we spend a lot of time kind of working story and viz dev at the same time, and the two things kind of feed each other.
Mm-hmm.
Viz dev is what we call visual development. That's where we design everything and sort of come up with the ideas visually. So here's one of the inventions from earlier in the movie coming back, the grocery deliberator. And the idea is that it's going to be really scary, and he's going to expect his friends to jump through it. Is that you doing that kind of backwards
that
Latin?
faux backwards Latin.
I always wanted
Yeah, I
to
think Jeff Roubaix, our sound guy, tweaked it. and
tweaked it
did
quite a
something
bit.
to
Yeah. I always wanted to do a short of Steve's adventure through time and space for what happens when he gets tossed into that thing.
Yeah.
And of course, you'll notice the banana sandwich is gone. Now, the banana sandwich shows up back on the island, so
Couple
it's,
spots.
It's
yeah.
a pretty subtle bit.
Yeah, I think once is when Flint gets knocked over by Chester and all
Right.
of his inventions fall out of his jacket.
And at the very end, after the credits.
Yeah.
So there's the the old stealing the power from his dad again.
So am I.
Dad, the island's gonna be very
I
dangerous.
was
And
born on the island, and I want to die on that island.
This line always makes me laugh.
Oh, Mom.
Just like your mom.
Yeah.
I want to help.
So when we designed Tim's boat, we wanted it to feel like Tim. Like Tim's a big guy, and he's sort of too big for this world, and so we wanted the boat to feel very top heavy like Tim, and have like a lot of the same color language, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So-
a lot of the tackle shop colors come into play.
So the idea here is that I think in the first film we never saw Tim's boat, but we always knew he loved to go fishing.
Yeah.
So it was really fun to sort of imagine that he packed that up and brought it with him. Now, there's a little bit of a sleight of hand here because, of course, they're in California, and we've set up that the island is under the Atlantic,
Yeah.
so somehow they got from the west coast to the east coast.
Panama Canal.
Yeah, around the top. Actually, global warming. It's great. They just
Yeah.
whoop, scoot around. So here's our little whiteboarding. If you remember in the first film, we always had a sort of rhythm where Flint would whiteboard what was going to happen, and it was a really quick way to unpack sort of the strange events of the story so you could be comfortable with the action that was going to come. So we were just using some of the same technology, I guess, in terms of storytelling.
What if you don't find it? I have to. It's my machine.
Of course, Flint would draw out the things that were worrying him. I mean, we kind of use Flint like he's one of us, right?
Yeah.
Kind of
Every man.
every man. And here's where we start to do some punning. Now, the puns were controversial, weren't they? I mean, they were in and they were out, and they were in and they were out. I don't know what they're going to do in foreign markets.
Sure.
But, they'll have 2 other directors and those languages telling you
Yeah.
what...
Vegetable in the car.
This shot's an amazing shot. The CG team... Was this a Mike Ford, or was this... Oh, I
don't
can't
know.
remember. Yeah, shouldn't even...
Don't hate us, guys.
Yeah, we love you all. Anyways, the way the way that they pulled the color into that just made that look awesome. And I love the moodiness of this whole part. That was a late shot too that we
Yeah,
added
the underwater
into-
shot.
Yeah. This shot looks great in 3D as it pulls out. So the idea here is that, their expectations of the island are completely wrong in terms of what they're confronted. So there's like this wall of jungle is going to be
Sasquatch.
something that they're up against.
No, Steve, wait! The jungle's no place for a monkey!
Jungle's no place for a monkey. That's a Chris Miller line, right?
Yes.
Manny, are you getting this?
I certainly am.
From our comedy pass.
From our comedy pass, folks.
Comedy.
We're doing a comedy pass. Everybody's invited to the comedy pass.
Catch.
What's that? Oh no, is it a cheese spider? Oh,
Kinda looks like it.
Nope, it's a 3D joke for
Yeah.
some ratbirds. Wanted to remind the audience what the ratbirds were. Well, we love the ratbirds. Did you do that, Beware?
Either myself or Craig Kelman. I can't remember. I thought Craig did.
Might have been Craig Hellman then. Beware, beware.
Tim's duffel bag, which we only see in this scene.
There was a lot of conversation about that duffel bag, wasn't there?
Yeah.
We'll get you home.
Yeah, so the idea here is that, towards the adolescent story, like Flint doesn't want his dad with him because if you remember in the first movie, his dad didn't really help him. I mean, emotionally, he kind of gave him the courage to finish the job, but
Yeah.
he sent him the cat video instead of the right thing. So,
Whoops.
so Tim gets left behind. We're bringing back the idea that Earl believes that finger guns will actually help, which was from the first film, right? Did we do
Yeah, finger guns. Yeah.
the finger guns? There's a little near-far gag there. Earl's so fun the way he moves. Like in animation terms, he doesn't have a lot of in-betweens. Like he kind of bounces from pose to pose. Here we remind the audience that Manny had a van on the island, and he has no hair on the top of his head.
Look! That old thing that I've never seen.
So this bunker is a callback to what we established in the office, in Chester's office. The idea that we wanted to have sort of a geographical pinning to sort of connect the 2 stories. The idea that these people were eaten by the cheeseburger, and so to put like some danger into this part of the film.
Stand back, everybody. I'm gonna cut the cheese.
Our most controversial joke.
Yep. It was out for a while and back in.
We found that we kept goosing that fart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because if you're gonna do it, you might as well do it.
Sure, go for it.
Go all the way in. Always fun to play with the chicken jokes with Brent. What was that sound again? Do you remember what the chicken? It was a zipper, wasn't it?
I think so. Like,
Zip.
yeah. And where did you find that rubber chicken that made that horrible
I
sound?
found the rubber chicken in downtown Santa Monica, and I brought it into the studio, and our editor at the time, he hated it. And so the fact that we knew he hated it meant that we would bring it to a lot of meetings and just sort of squeak that thing.
We should have brought it with us.
We should have brought it here, because
Yeah,
it's
it sounded
real...
like like it didn't really sound like a chicken. It
No.
sounded like something extraterrestrial.
So this is where we meet Barry. This was an early sequence boarded by one of our board artists, Lazito. Every now and then, we tend to work off the scripts, but sometimes you just feel like the script isn't necessarily giving you what you need. And so Liz kind of broke into this one, and she wrote a lot of this, right, in terms of like the dynamics of how we meet Barry.
Yep. You got a little someone stuck on your pants.
And so, the first time she pitched it, I remember just laughing almost till, had tears in her eyes, right?
Did you cry?
I think I cried, yeah. But this is one of the first sequences that latched on in the movie in terms of kind of giving us the tone. Couldn't make that scream long enough.
I'm
believe-
hoping on the DVD menu they just loop that scream.
Yeah, that scream. This was Alan Hawkins, right? The animator who animated this. He's one of our leads. He came back from the first film, so I believe this might be the longest shot in the film.
I think it is.
Yeah.
Hawkins.
Hawkins. This moment's always been really fun. Interestingly, we pulled the music out of this right before, like when we were doing our final mix, and it sort of brought it. It sort of made it funnier in a weird way. It's always weird. I never understand the chemistry of that stuff. You know what I mean? Like, and it's so amazing working with great guys like Michael and Tom, Michael Semantic and Tom Johnson, in terms of like watching their thought process and how they can build sound and make moments really happen. Sparkle.
More sparkles.
One of the things that was important to us was color in this film. So you'll notice that we've gone from a blue space into a more kind of yellow-green space here, and this is the idea. Actually, they burst through the roofless restaurant. That was a transition in terms of the color transition.
And we also used to have a short scene where they run through the restaurant where we set up the giant spoon that Earl will be using as a paddle.
So only you people listening to the commentary are going to understand where that spoon paddle came from.
Or people who really remember the first film remember that as a decoration in the roofless restaurant.
So this was when we showed this shot in storyboards to our digital team, their faces went white. But then they really got excited about this dynamic camera and revealing the food through like a live kind of camera set space where we're like pulling through it all.
That's a lot of characters.
And it was like that was a big shot. A ton of animators. This joke I've seen 1 billion times.
Get back in there, Tia.
The little pop.
Also, I think in these shots, Barry, this was maybe the first shot that Barry was in that got rendered, and he's actually a little bit bigger than he is in the rest of the film.
Yeah, his size kind of pops up.
Sasquatch.
A little bit closer. I can get him. Come on, Earl, faster.
So this is where we kind of name all of our food creatures, and we do it at the beginning here, and then we kind of drop it for a while, hoping that kids will pick it up and sort of find the names as we have other creatures popping into the movie.
Also, for fear of pun fatigue.
Pun fatigue. It's a problem. However,
I got pun elbow. Oh, man.
I don't know if we ever really got that, right? I think we kind of were delighted every time we heard a pun.
Oh, I love puns.
Steve.
This was Melissa Sturm, our marketing lady, doing the leak.
Yeah, what's your title, Melissa?
Yeah, marketing lady. This milk was a big problem for our effects team. This is one of the most difficult sets, I think, for Theo and his team, right?
Yeah, and getting the milk to mix with the water down below here, you'll see it kind of...
And have it feel like milk, right?
Yeah.
But it looks awesome.
Yeah.
They succeeded. There's a little leak in the boat as the car was coming towards camera. So the idea here is that Flint's kind of freaked out by the food, and he doesn't want to touch it or anything, right? Sushi and cantaloupe.
More puns, more puns.
This was a late addition in our story, but we did it a few times in the first movie where our characters actually looked right at the camera and told you that this isn't possible, you know? And
this is also Pete Travers' other favorite shot.
Yeah, Pete. Yeah. We like making Pete Travers happy.
Yeah.
And so the spoon, you all know that spoon came from the roofless restaurant.
Yeah. If not, go back and watch Cloudy 1. I think you can see it in the shot where the spaghetti lands on everyone. Oh, interesting. Chester's in a pose, but it's not quite the pose that's being painted.
What was the painting it was? It was the
Birth of Venus.
It was the Birth of Venus,
Yes.
and it was a little bit risque for the movie. So we switched it to Whistler's mother. Whistler's Chester, yeah.
Chester's
but we
mother.
didn't change the pose because the pose made us laugh. So it seems like that's a pose that's pretty good for almost any painting, right?
Yeah, yeah. I think we were too far along in Annam to switch it out.
What's your favorite Chester? I like the lunging Chester.
Yeah, bearskin rug Chester is my favorite.
Oh, Earl.
So here's another pun. But this is going to introduce our
delicious
baddie in the woods. This sound effect that Jeff found for the cheeseburger always makes me laugh. That cheesebiter vision sort of is pinpointing the color orange.
Yeah.
You'll notice, which becomes significant later on in the story. Scooby-Doo shot. We had a bit of a challenge to get Brent out of the chicken suit, so you didn't get chicken suit fatigue in the movie. So this became a tremendous story opportunity to sort of get the cheeseburger really close. So, and of course this funny cork in the bottle.
Yeah.
Pop sound. Now that's going to be in 3D when you see it in 3D, even though it
Yes.
doesn't make sense because it's in Manny's camera.
Right.
Usually in the camera it's not 3D, but it was such a having a half-naked man come towards you is
You want to have that in 3D.
you want to have that
yeah.
in 3D. Another good 3D gag,
Sure.
the Swallow Falls Alley. My favorite sound effect in the movie.
Yeah, part cow, part roar.
But of course, they're going to be saved by what they think is a good thing. But we all know this is the real predator in the woods. So Chester always has a presentation. So the idea is that, you know, whenever Chester shows up, he kind of has an affectation that gives him a moment, right?
Green smoke.
That's right, young Lockwood. And by the looks of things, just in time.
1 minute later, and we would have been food for that food.
Flint, I thought you
There's
said...
Jenny back there in the suit.
You'll notice that they're actually parked on oatmeal. There was a
Yeah.
gag that we didn't have room for where the helicopter sunk into a quicksand oatmeal
Yeah.
pit.
And the guy that sinks is in this next shot, and it's the only shot he's in, right back there behind Chester's
Oh, yeah.
left hand.
That is our Cariost, who was
Yeah.
the character designer from the first film.
Yeah,
So it was
we-
a little nod to him. So if you'll notice, they're actually the heads kind of pop around a bit in those suits, don't
Yeah.
they? Yeah.
I've been carrying him and he hasn't hurt anyone.
So here's the idea that, you know, Barb is going to be sort of sparring with Sam, you know, and she's challenging Sam on the science front. You know, Flint is a good significant other, steps in and tries to help her.
Yeah.
But Chester's going to steer it and make it into a awkward situation for Flint.
I'm sure we can all agree that
Because we know that Chester's trying to steer Flint away from his friend.
young Lockwood. Why was your lady friend carrying this rabbit little strawberry in her backpack?
Why is it strawberry?
This is Raoul's shot, isn't it?
It's also a very long shot in the film.
It always made me laugh.
Yeah, I really love these proscenium shots where the animators just get to, you know, milk a scene, like get to play every character.
Yeah.
She's got a knife.
Ooh, if you touch a leaf on his head.
I mean, it's almost like from the first film how we had the that kind of old vaudeville setup, right?
Yeah,
Lady scared the jam out of
Just
here.
let the comedy roll.
yeah.
And there's another poop joke.
You also notice that Steve does a lot of licking in the film. You know, I think yeah, after Earl kisses him, he licks Flint.
Right.
On the boat, he was licking Brent's chicken eyeball.
He does. He does.
Yeah,
Licking monkey, always funny.
yeah, made me laugh every single time.
This little run of little goatee. It was JQ did a few of these shots in here. That
And,
whoop at the end.
Yeah,
there.
and then also I think Pete Nash, or at
Pete
least
Nash.
Pete. I know he took the first pass at those shots. Was it JQ that took him over?
I think so.
Okay, yeah.
I could be wrong. So here we have Earl being replaced by the Sentinels of Safety, otherwise known as the SOS, right?
I never thought of that acronym before. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
SOS, when you're in trouble.
Call the SOS.
Yep.
SOS, SOS. And we have little Barry going to follow them. Now, meanwhile, you leave the old man back on the boat.
Sasquatch.
He's not going to stay on that boat, is he?
No, sir.
No sirrees, home.
Goes off a wandering.
But he did bring a harpoon gun. That's
Yeah.
important.
Our famous bait and tackle shop.
So you remember the first movie, he taped the windows of the bait and tackle shop, and that worked. It didn't.
Yeah.
It stopped the tackle shop from getting smashed by
Right.
the food hurricane. So it's pretty much intact, except it's been looted, it seems.
Yeah. What are all those footprints in the dust?
If you remember in the first movie, Tim couldn't give away these sardines. So he
Yeah.
has a vintage Baby Brent sardines. We asked the team to make them look really old and gross. So here we have the introduction of one of our
Pickles.
key foodimals in this movie.
Yeah, in the background through the window, it's nighttime out there because this scene used to take place later on in the film.
It slid forward.
Oh, look, nighttime outside.
But it's hard to tell. You know, when you're in
Yeah.
a store, you don't always look out the window. It's sort of tinted or something.
Sure.
So my co-director here invented the language of the pickles. Do you want to talk about that, Cody? How you go about that process?
Yeah, I'll demonstrate with my cup of coffee.
So he's
hopefully
drink-
not get it on myself.
He's drinking the coffee right now.
I did not die.
Yeah, and that was hot coffee, so he gargled.
Yeah, actually, it's kind of lukewarm, verging on cold coffee now.
It's probably saved your gullet.
Yeah.
I'm not even sure where the gullet is, but I think it's back there.
Gullet's somewhere inside, right?
So another little-known design fact, anybody who knows Cody, I would say that dill has a bit of a resemblance.
Yeah, and I think sour might look like you a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah,
It's hard
I
to
think-
make a pickle wall-eyed because they
Yeah.
only have the little dots. And,
Yeah,
and
I think Kelman did that on purpose, which was nice.
and I guess I was always in a bad mood. Purple feet
It's awesome.
makes me laugh. Was that an improv or was that written? I can't remember.
That was one of our list of lines. Like we kind of had
Got
about
it.
4 or 5 different punchlines for that.
Andy Samberg always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
Funny banana jokes. Now, the banana's kind of a confused creature because he's called a banana ostrich, but he sounds like a dolphin.
Right. And we were told that there's a certain TV show that had a dolphin that didn't actually use a dolphin sound.
Oh, yes.
It's a bird sound. So we'd always refer to it as the name of that TV show, which we can't name.
Right. But if you're old like us, you might remember that certain TV show. So the idea here is that they've come back to the lab, and Flint can use the technology in the lab to find the FLDSMDFR because he could do that in the first film. Unfortunately, the lab is upside down, so it's going to complicate things.
Yeah.
Chester just popped out of Sam there. So we see, you know, obviously there's no power in the place, so Flint's going to have to manually climb up that tube. A little dig on Barb to Sam there. I love Sam's acting here when the big chubby man is kind of coming towards her. We've all had that moment where we have to get out of the way of something. So here's Flint coming back into his home, and of course it's really dark and spooky because he hasn't been there since the first movie ended, which is 6 months ago.
Who knows what might be inside that thing?
So one of the things we wanted to do here with the Chester-Flint relationship is to show, you know, their bonding and get a sense of sort of them coming together. So this whole part of the film was really to help us solve this problem of seeing why Flint was still in love with Chester. Do you know what I mean? So we wanted to kind of really give a sense that they actually probably did have a very similar childhood, right?
Here's some coat continuity. Flint takes off his coat.
And the reason he takes off his coat is because we wanted to introduce his underwear, and the coat was going to get in the way of it.
Thank you, sir. They're my wedgie-proof underwear. I invented them when I was 6.
Another continuity thing, Chester says he invented his first underwear when he was 3, but earlier in the movie he says his first invention
was the humble food bar.
And he was obviously a teenager, so there you go.
Yeah, we failed.
One for the internets.
Yeah. Go get him, trolls!
Go get him! Nothing more fun than seeing a sardine can toasted to set up the ticking clock of this sequence.
Yes.
What's the problem? Give the monkey your underpants. So we wanted,
No coat.
wanted to have Sam be in the room when she witnesses Chester calling Barb a monkey.
Yeah.
So
that'll come into play later on.
Later.
No coat.
This is one of my favorite shots. I remember, I believe it was Billy Ty in Layout that kind of came up with the camera language in this whole sequence, which really kind of made it come to life, right? The kind of moving camera against, you know, still camera is, you know, a real tool for comedy in terms of pacing, right? Bullied. I like those wide shots.
Yeah. Bullies.
Bullies around. Really? So I could crush them with
So
my
just right here, you get a little glimpse that Chester is, you know, got a lot of resentment for the people of his childhood that picked on him.
But he's my friend now.
friend.
When we were directing Will Forte here, we always told him to kind of play it straight, like he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
That even though Chester is manipulating Flint, and even though that Chester probably has an agenda that is not in Flint's interest, he's telling the truth here. He was really bullied as a kid, and he was really beat up a lot, and he believes that, you know, you can never trust anybody. And that's why he has these holograms, right? So there's
the coat.
Oh, there's the coat.
Yeah, it's almost as if, like, if Chester hadn't become evil, you know, he and Flint might have been the same person.
Yeah,
And, like, Flint went to the dark, and, Sorry, Chester went to the dark and Flint went to the light.
And I think, you know, part of that's like owning what happened in the first film is that, you know, Flint was socialized and he had success and he was able to kind of gain acceptance by the people of his community.
Yeah.
But let's just say that didn't happen, you know, down the road with his ability to think and to create things, he might have turned into Chester.
Yeah.
So Flint, one of our rules with Flint is Flint always invents out of love, and I think the idea is that Chester kind of is motivated by greed and spite. And, you know, you'll kind of see that through the movie. One of my favorite shots right here.
Scallions.
Wild Scallions. That song.
That's pretty.
Wild Scallions.
That's bright, bright moonlight.
It's day for night.
Yeah.
You know, we always wanted to make sure that the world was really colorful, and you know, we wanted to play this night scene in a way that even though Flint and Chester are saying, you know, we might not survive the night, this is a place I think any kid would want to go to. I know I'd want to go there, you know, with the Christmas tree lights
Yeah,
and
it
the
looks like
treehouse.
the holidays at night.
Killer stew.
Oh, here we go. The stew thing pays off.
Yeah.
That's a big bowl
Look
of
at
stew.
the size of that bowl. Everyone's got smaller bowls.
That stew's the size of Manny's head. The jerky makes me laugh here. Just watch the continuity of the jerky thing. Because it kind of goes in and it comes back out again.
Yeah.
He swallows it, and he brings it
Yeah,
back
there
out
we go.
again.
Magic trick. Monkey's got a magic trick.
Pretty shot.
Is something wrong?
Yeah, we blew a
This is another little nod to the first film. You remember that there was a lot of fuse box action?
And also Flint making sound effects when he did things.
So there was a scene that was after this where Flint was going to we were gonna show Flint invent the invention, and we lost it for time. And actually, continuity wise, we probably didn't need it because in the morning you sort of introduce it.
Yeah.
So the idea here is that he's trying to get power to his bedroom so that he can invent the tracking device that he needs to use to find the FLDSMDFR.
We'll be friends.
And Sam shows up to say, "Hey, why are you being such a
Friend came here to help you.
bad guy to the people who love you?" And of course, Flint's like not a bad guy; he's a good guy. So this lands on him. So he actually responds to Sam here, right?
Remember,
I do love this scene. I love the Sam acting in this scene. And of course, he's reflecting on Sparkswood.
Dun-da.
They're not very good at hiding
Girl is ruining our plan.
in plain sight there, I
Yeah.
guess.
time, sir.
We don't have more time.
I love how the vest kind of gives off a glow in any of these night scenes. It kind of creates this. One of the ideas that on the design side, we wanted Chester and Barb to stand out from the world so that they didn't feel like they could fit in with the jungle. So anytime that they're in that jungle, like orange is a color that's not really natural to our jungle. So it sort of becomes like the live core standout thing, right?
Portrait. It's got a hat on it.
Got a hat on it. Little ratbird cock-a-doodle-doo in the morning there.
Yeah.
That is not for you.
So the touchstone for the pickles here was the kind of like the Three Stooges, right?
Yeah.
When we launched this was our first sequence that went into production, isn't it?
I think so.
Into
yeah.
animation.
It was the first one that finished.
And Tim Pixton was the anim lead on this sequence, and you know, they really embraced the idea that these guys are kind of like brothers in the backseat of a car, and so all the slapping and stuff is kind of like, you know, they're like three little kids back there, and
Yeah.
they're just sort of not paying attention to anything Tim's saying. Until he successfully pulls up a sardine, and you kind of see their focus shift. So you see they're not really paying any attention until right here.
Yeah.
Pulls up the sardine and whoop.
Yeah, and what's great for Tim is in the first film, he was the only guy that liked sardines, and now he's finally, you know, met someone else who loves sardines just as much as he does.
Right. So it's kind of like a grandfather-grandson relationship, right? Not sure where that harmonica came from. Came from the Bugs Bunny pocket.
Sure,
into it.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, when James Caan first sang this sea
ditty.
shanty, he did it with an Irish accent. And
Because you sing what you know, where
of course.
you're from, right?
Yeah, and it sounded great, but it no longer sounded like Tim. And
He's
so
a
we had
really
to-
good singer, by the way,
Yeah,
which I didn't
yeah.
know. Yeah. He always says Lee Strasberg's going to strike me down.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, it took us a couple sessions to get him out of the Irish.
Right, yeah.
Stay put. We'll find
There's
it.
Melissa Sturm again as the
Yeah.
voice of Louise. Yeah.
Barry, you can't be here.
So this scene was always sort of a problematic story juncture because, you know, it was sort of in and it was out, and it was in and it was out. We wanted to have, you know, a moment where Sam and Barry had kind of a private moment, right? And so this is a setup towards that. isn't
Yeah.
it?
Also, you know, Sam is Flint's conscience throughout this, and you know, her kind of bonding with Barry helps kind of sway her opinion
Yep.
about the food creatures.
Yeah. And so we wanted to pay off what Chester said to Barb in the previous night here. So we have Chester colliding with Sam in a very distinct
Yeah.
way. Now he's taking
Physically
over
butts
Barb's.
her out of the way.
Yeah, Barb's job.
Flint Lockwood food jungle.
So this invention right here is sort of like a tracking device, and it's going to pull him towards the FLDSMDFR. You see, it's got like kind of a tension when the laser makes a tether. And as any good girlfriend will do here, she's going to, you know, make sure he doesn't look dumb walking out of the house.
Of
right?
course. Flies down.
Chester does not like that revision.
Your friends are distracting you from our mission.
Distracting?
So I love the awkwardness of this. You know, it's the idea that, you know, it's like you're being talked about in the room.
Yeah. That's never happened to us before.
No. I love the what's that called? A Zolly?
Yes.
A zoom dolly?
Yeah.
Be a hero.
Okay, you're right, sir.
Excellent. Let's go.
So here we have, you know, Sam has a sidebar moment with Barry.
Time to go home now.
And the story point here is we needed Barry to begin to communicate to our gang, because we have this sort of running translation joke we did with the Chinese, and we wanted to also do it with the food creatures. And we wanted to.
We also needed to give let Barry know what her name was,
right?
Because that'll come into play later on.
So in terms, it became a major plot point to have this sort of moment. Now you'll notice that he doesn't get very close to saying the word Sam Sparks. She's very forgiving as a linguist. Oh, I should mention that Barry is voiced by my co-director too, right?
Well, hi there, Chris.
Noodleman.
Yeah. Craig Kelman doing the voice of Pizza.
Which is not Italian. I think it's Italian-ish.
Yes.
It's just kind of gibberish. And hot dog, hot dog. We know who that is. That hot dog gag was controversial too, eh? Like hopping off the thing.
Yeah.
This is the land of meat where I want to live. Apple python.
Awesome.
So we're not naming these food creatures. So we're back to a bit of buffalo, apple python. Well, hot dog is just a hot dog, right?
Yeah. Also, as they've been going, they've been picking up more berries. That's going to come into play later.
Justin Thompson, right there.
Yeah, little baldy.
Little pink tinkle.
Yeah.
He's our production designer, and you notice the bald. Yeah, the bald.
Little bald safety net.
Here's a little bit of a reference to, some sort of the monster movies,
early 90s, yeah.
Tacodile.
So the tacodile was actually in the movie and out of the movie and in the movie and out of the movie, and then it was in the trailer, and then that sort of like earned it a spot, to find a home in the movie, and
that's why we used to have the Salsa River going around Flint's house. Is
it used to happen there.
Used to emerge there
during the lab sequence, but I think this is much better.
Yeah, I think this is a fun scene.
That was one of my favorite shots, when Barb running with her lady legs. If she had just used her ape arm, she could get out of that taco's way.
Totally.
Also, really like the idea that Flint saves her, and there's a story arc to Barb, which
my favorite shot in the film,
which I love, is like having Barb kind of become more empathetic.
Yeah.
And so this is an important scene for that, to kind of see that she begins to feel what it's like to have real friends. Real friends save you. They don't run away when danger comes. And of course, Sam sticks around. She sees that there's more to the story. This isn't a mindless creature. It's not a mindless tacodile.
It's a mother.
That sounds like a Wookiee.
Yeah. A whatie?
I don't know.
But that'll get cut out.
Yep. We wanted to change audibly the feeling of the taco. Like she's a little bit more mellow there.
Yeah, little baby tacos are ducklings following her.
What did we use? Goats? Isn't that?
I think there was some goat in there, yeah.
Some little goats.
Yeah, goat tacos are delicious.
And Barry's gathering a following, so as you can see, like there's more berries every time it's almost like the myth of Venwu is kind of growing. Or the myth of Saspa.
Say that a bunch of times fast.
Myth of Saspa.
Myth of Saspa.
This joke always makes me laugh, because like Brent's been walking in this syrup for 20 minutes. He just realizes, this is syrup? The way Andy said that line always cracks me up.
Don't worry, man, baby.
So this sequence is really, this began in the first film, right?
Didn't you board the sequence where Sam was walking away in syrup?
We had a breakup scene with Sam and Flint at the old school, where there was like this kind of syrup land, and Cal was going to get stoked out on the syrup, and he was going to kind of lead a kid riot, right? So the whole land of sugar thing, and all the gags about being stuck in the syrup. So that was something that we didn't have time for in the first film. So this is one of our earliest sequences in terms of like the set and the idea. Went through a lot of rewrites, of course, as it was sort of the emotional crux of the film, but the idea was fairly early in our development. At one point, it was a peanut butter bog, right?
Yes.
And then we were going to play the peanut butter allergy gag, and we kind of pulled off of that because there wasn't much of a payoff for it. And we kind of figured that we did it the first film, and it might be something that we'll get called out for not honoring her peanut allergy, but I kind of feel like we did it and we used it in the first film. We didn't have a good payoff for it here, so the syrup felt funnier.
Yeah.
That cannot love.
I love like that leveling that Will Forte put out there. They cannot love. That's going to come back in the next scene with Flint and Chester.
Live up to your full potential.
Little mosquitoes are funny too. The whole slap fest.
Yeah.
Destroy Lady Liberty.
Physical comedy. That syrup is slowly oozing back there.
That scene always makes me hungry. I love breakfast. It's my favorite meal of the day.
I haven't eaten yet.
I could totally go for some bacon right now.
You said it.
Yep. Uh-oh. This is like Flint walking into a punch that, the married guy in the room there, Earl, knows he's made a mistake. But the whole time here, Flint doesn't know why she's leaving. You know, he doesn't quite get it. He's always been a little bit naive when it comes to dealing with
a little clueless,
with people, let alone lady
socially
people.
awkward.
So this gag was lifted directly from the first film. So it was one of those jokes that we hated to lose, and we found a way to bring it back.
Yeah, leftovers, ladies and gentlemen.
It's one of the ones that we don't usually laugh at because I think we've seen it like about 1 billion times over the course of the last 7 years. So
it's good when other people see it and laugh. It's like, oh yeah.
There's licking again. Steve licking. And you notice that Manny walks on the syrup. That was an animation solve, I guess, in terms of like dealing with the...
So he wouldn't have to wade in the syrup. He kind of walks on it like a little water bug or something.
A little water bug.
Yeah.
Zoom,
zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom, zoom.
So that poor Sparkswood drawing gets beat up a bit now. It's got some syrup stuck on it. We wanted to redeem the butt toad. He gets his shot at the mosquitoes.
Butter.
So this little scenelet here, there's the jelly bees. They live in a donut hive, as you would expect, right?
That looks delicious.
Oh, donuts. And we find the Big Rock Candy Mountain, which happens to look a lot like...
his machine. Oh, look at that.
Where'd the third arm come from? What? Can't believe that gag stayed in.
Yeah.
And when we screen it, it doesn't get a big response. I think people are... I don't know if they see it.
I don't know if they notice it.
Yeah, I think it's like the second or third time through, you kind of notice that third arm point.
Right.
So it was funny for me in this sequence is that Sam is like really mad at Flint, and the way Anna did it, like it's just, like the way she jumps down Manny's grill there, just makes me laugh.
Oh, what's that back there?
Anna's such a funny comedic actress. Sorry, I like Brent's hiding behind that. Here, you know, last time we saw this cheespider, it tried to eat him. So of course, you know, there's some drama happening here. What's gonna happen? Of course, Earl wouldn't let that happen. He's going to step in there. One of the things you'll notice is, like, the food is always delicious. So even though the cheeseburger is going to, you know, he's like a big monster in the woods, he's lit perfectly, right?
Yeah, like he just jumped off of a billboard or out of a menu.
Like, you know, you want to eat him even though he wants to eat you. That's our inside-the-mouth camera that we've used a couple times in the film. Our cinematic contribution to children's films. Now, you notice that she's covered in yellow mustard here. How'd she get clean so quick? The logic is that Steve licked it off.
Yeah, see, he's still licking the boot down there.
We knew in the first movie he likes yellow,
yeah.
right? He ate the mustard in that lab scene, right? The animation on the old cheeseburger here makes me laugh every time. We told the animators to kind of take her from being like a spider to being like a giant kind of mastiff. We referenced, you know, a couple of giant dog movies from...
the 80s.
From the 80s. All of our movie references are from the 80s.
Yes. I love living in the 80s.
So here's our big reveal, and the reason why Manny's camera's here, the prop pays off right here.
Look at that.
Evil. Who's evil? You know, Brent can read.
Yeah.
just not well. That was a Chris Miller joke, I think. One of the first things that we talked about way back at the very, very, very beginning of our filmmaking process. Poor Manny and his camera.
And Brent was up there. We were hoping to put Brent back in the chicken suit, but I think we were told that no one would take him seriously in the chicken suit. And then I think skinny jeans and a tight t-shirt. I'm like, I'm not sure if I take him so seriously in that outfit.
It always makes me laugh, though.
Yeah.
If you wind it back and watch the You're Not Warning Anybody But Anything, Luis's yellow teeth always makes me laugh.
Yeah.
a little design choice, yeah. This is a
my eyes!
Beautiful set. So the idea is that we wanted to make the interior of this cave feel like a rock candy display.
Yeah.
With all the stalagmites looking like rock candy with light kind of representing the string that would come up through the middle of them. Yes, sir. This was one of the most difficult scenes, I think, for our ImageWorks team in terms of like the amount of rendering and stuff and
all the light
and how
and the
light
color.
works in here.
Yeah.
They did an incredible job. So the logic why this metaphor would be in a cavern of candy is, I believe one of us read early on that the basic building blocks of life are sugar and salt, right? So
the earliest memory is that Justin had said that, our production designer.
I think he saw it in National Geographic or something. So we believe everything that we're told. So that became the backbone of this.
Tell me I'm a millionaire.
You're a millionaire. Tell me there's bacon in my mouth now.
There's bacon in your mouth right now.
Wait a minute.
False.
So here's the confrontation he's facing. Last time he saw the machine, it tried to kill him in the meat cave in the first film.
Yeah.
But, of course, the machine has gone through a transformation. And the machine representing Flint's id is always a little bit ahead of him emotionally. So when Flint was heading to hubris in the first film, the machine was already there. And what we're going to learn in this sequence right here is that the machine has actually become accepting of its creativity and has owned it. And now it creates life without feeling bad about it. Like it sort of is at peace, I guess, right? And we meet these little marshmallows, which I think it was during the loop group where we came up with the idea of trying to purr like what was it, like kittens?
Right, because originally you had done the voice of the marshmallows, and it was that high pitch kind of. Yeah, exactly.
And I think Melissa, our marketing lady, she did a little bit of the
marketing lady, marketing lady.
I love the little marshmallow that wants to be petted there, and when Flint stops petting him, he gets a little upset and sort of bangs into his hand. How cute is that? That's Ryan Page, I think, did. This shot always makes me laugh. Barb's hand on Chester's bottom.
Got caught with something. Oh, it's a marshmallow.
Oh, hide your marshmallows. Now here is, where we're going to pop Chester's balloon. The audience already knows Chester's a bad guy, so Flint's going to learn. That's one of my favorite jokes, stepping into the
hands.
I believe Abner did this shot right here, which is another one that surprised us,
The nose battle?
Yeah. He's a good shot with that there thing. Right in the slot. Now, here's where we reveal to the audience what the BSUSB really did.
Uh-oh.
It reprogrammed it. I'm just doing dialogue from the movie now.
A BSUSB, hello.
So emotionally, what we wanted to have here, and I think Kevin Webb did a couple of these close-up shots on Flint, the idea that, his world is collapsing, like the belief of Chester is all false. And so in a very broad movie like Cloudy, I like the little subtle acting that we have in Flint here in terms of how he's responding to Chester.
Yeah, he looks like his feelings are hurt.
And one of the things that we wanted to play with Chester is even though he's an evil villain, he doesn't really change how he talks to Flint. Like, he's still kind of sweet about everything, and he's like jovial and genial and pleasant old man, even though he's saying horrible things and he's now going to, basically murder our hero,
Enjoy the sharp rocks, Lockwood. Bye-bye.
That's a long fall.
Yeah.
Whoa,
keep falling.
Keep falling. It's a beautiful shot.
Yeah.
We saw the lighting on that. That just sort of made us go, wow. The song here always makes me laugh. The pickle tune.
A little harmonica.
And this line always kills me. He says that this isn't natural. I mean, the pod's got...
He's all surrounded by all these pickles.
He's sitting on a couch in a land of cheese toasting sardines.
But shriveling plants are, that's not natural.
Tom Bruno, our layout artist, came up with the cinematography for this one shot. One of my favorite shots in the movie, where the lights shut off on the island. And here is our Why We Fight scene, where we see the victimization of all the food creatures. So hopefully by now we've switched Flint's allegiance to the food creatures. And hopefully the audience is with us, in terms of being empathetic for these little guys.
Yeah.
That leak take always makes me laugh.
Look at the carrots upside down trying to hide their heads in the sand.
There's lots of gags. That shot could just be watched slow motion.
Yeah.
There's like a meatball risk getting sucked.
Yeah, getting stuck in the tube right there. Yep, there he went.
We used to have a longer version of this scene where we saw Barb pull over the truck and take it over, but just for time, we decided to kind of treat it more efficiently and just sort of have Barb already there driving and let her reveal kind of be in response to all this.
Yeah, there was that line that Chris said, what was it? Out, get out!
Yep. That little carrot head shake always makes me laugh there. And I love the gag here of Manny, now you see him, now you don't.
Yep.
Chester thinks you're a monkey. Well, I'm an ape. Chester knows that.
This is where we start to see Barb and Sam begin to kind of come together.
It is true.
There he is. Pop up, pop down. That little cockatiel is really excited.
Yeah.
That's a fruit cockatiel.
Yes.
And this is a blueberry. Which I believe, Cody, you did a little...
That was my voice there. I think later on, the blueberry, when he gets his chest hair, that is you.
Ooh, we don't want to give that away yet, do we?
Oh, yeah. By this time, hopefully they've seen the movie.
Every blueberry gets their chest hair by the end of Cloudy 2.
This DVD is going to come out 6 months from... Yeah.
What could be in that marshmallow pile? This is our nod to another movie from the 80s. Not a comedy, but
no.
Still a funny movie. If
Took
you
place in the Amazon, I
watch
think.
it with the right attitude. We love that the pickles are really serious here. Like the little airplane controller there. The guy with the toothpick makes me laugh here. Like, yeah, put it there. Put it there.
Yeah.
And you know, Flint's got some marshmallow slobber on his head there. I love the way that Tim and Flint kind of respond to each other here. Like they're not really surprised that they found each other.
Yeah.
Which was always a bit of a story issue until we kind of made the marshmallows bring him there. So somebody has intent.
Right.
And the other thing, the big meta idea in this sequence that the food's going to start pulling together, and what we're going to learn is that the food is actually more than just kind of mindless creatures in the woods. That there is a society here, and that they actually, kind of work together, and that food is people too.
Yeah.
Barry's a little smaller in the shot.
He is.
A little smaller.
Notice?
Yeah.
A lot smaller.
He's excited about the word taspa, though. So here's Barry charades.
Yeah.
I like the actor Barry who gets replaced by the
fruit
fruit cockatiel.
Yeah.
Like, he's really upset. He wants to be in the scene.
Yeah.
He keeps poking in. Sassy Pants. I don't know where that comes from. I think was that a John and Jonathan?
I think so.
Our writers.
Yeah.
One of their gags. One of the ideas was that Tim was drinking pickle juice, and maybe he's a little bit happy here.
Yes.
What's he saying here? He goes, nubba nubba, nubba nubba.
Yeah, it's basically this light bulb represents this light bulb.
See?
Yeah.
We're communicating. There's only 2 of us and 800 pickles and a pile of strawberries. So when our design team created those little waves coming out, and they were like something like this, and we go, just like that. Stop, that's as far as we want to go, because they can make it look awesome.
Yeah, do it literal.
I love this shot. Sort of get the sense that all the food is coming together here.
Sasquatch.
Water goes in the top.
And here's the payoff for the big old NWoo thing. So the idea is it's a corrupted, VHS tape, right?
Right, going back to the stuff we saw in the prologue of the film.
And if you didn't get it from the TV, we're hammering it into your head here.
It's saying that I'm in Woo.
It's like that looks like the playset that you would buy at the toy store.
The toy store.
I like the Pickle Village, she said.
The lettuce, that was one of the last gags we came up with, and we stole the lettuce tongue from the cheese spider. And the animators just designed them, right?
Yeah, I think they stuck the
on.
eyes on and used an additional eye for the mouth, but made it concave somehow.
Yeah. So here's our payoff to the translation joke.
And now my friends are in a lot of trouble thanks to me.
So, Cody, you boarded this sequence way back fairly early on in our process.
Ago,
and it was one of the things that always got top shelf laughs in the screenings. So,
yeah.
The idea came from watching TV late at night where you get the guy doing the sign language in the corner.
Yeah.
So the idea is that it's
Sasquatch.
Sorry. It's staged so it's like Barry's kind of up in the corner doing the very obvious translating, and we start to learn that Barry language is very similar to human English or whatever. You just
human English.
You just enunciate it less, I like the Shatner acting there.
Yeah.
I could cast you up into that unfinished part of the factory.
So in case you didn't get the plan, you're gonna point right at it. And this is funny because Flint doesn't know about sports.
Yeah.
The little French.
Little basketball motion for fishing. Yeah.
I always call that a French mustache, where Tim's mustache comes up, but I think it's probably a European mustache.
Maybe, yeah. Or
turn of the century.
Or LA hipster.
So it takes a long time to kind of get the song to sit in here, but I kind of like the tune.
Like
it's a little ditty.
Yeah. Sasquatch.
These blueberries are kind of an oppressed people. I think maybe if there was another movie, they could tell the story of the blueberry uprising.
Yeah, we're not getting squished anymore.
I don't know where that cheese helmet came from.
The sky.
The sky.
Winding the reel.
Some eggplanety spit.
Yep.
That pickle is really important.
And the Ansons sign from the first film.
I love the sound effect. That's a wolf pitched up.
Yeah.
That's what the lemmings sound.
Or was it a wolf or coyote? Was it a wolf pup?
I think it was a wolf, but maybe that's just because that's what I have on a rug in my house.
Sure.
My wolf rug. Spirit of the wolf.
I've got it, painted on the back of my leather jacket.
I'm going to get a tattoo with the revenue from this movie.
A full body tattoo.
For some reason, our sandwiches all live in the water because we
Yeah.
have like a peanut butter and jellyfish, and then we have subwhales that live in water. And I'm really sensitive to
Sasquatch.
soggy bread, so it was a weird creative choice.
Yeah.
But dramatic. Yay. There's a little nod to another movie from the 80s. A story, you would say.
Yeah, one that never ends.
Yeah. This guy kind of states it.
Yeah.
You see, I mean, Flint and Barry are just completely communicating seamlessly, you know. Hey, move down here. So here's the product of Chester's evil works.
Mm-hmm.
That was a messy sentence.
Yeah, I understood it totally.
So here we go. Like Chester's technology is really easy to use.
Yeah.
It's like an iPod.
Press one button.
Press one button, it opens.
Yeah.
You know.
Good cheese spider?
That's Cody talking to Cody.
Yeah, most of the cheese spider sounds were cows and things like that, but I think there was just that little bit of cheese spider that I did.
We wanted to make sure we really enunciate. It's like, and
Yeah.
then Barry went, but of course, you know, there's a convenient, like,
Yeah, look at that.
crappy plug from
How'd that get there?
from like the 1970s. A
Yeah.
taupe, those taupe plugs. And of course, our favorite nose gag.
Yeah.
That but we don't get laughs in the first two. We probably won't in the third.
Yeah.
So you know, we're gonna get the food escaping.
Yep. Another leak in the boat gag. If it works once.
Do it 9 times. That was a comedy lesson from Chris and Phil.
Yep. Do it again.
Do it again and again and again and again. This is coming up as one of my favorite shots. Boarded by Brandon Jeffords and animated by Kevin Jackson.
Yep.
We all know bananas are slippery.
Whoa!
The pythons here were never rigged to do that, so they use Steve's tail rig to Callum, did
Yeah.
that, right? To get the pythons to do their forming.
Ingenuity.
I also love the music in there. Mark Mothersbaugh score
Yeah.
makes me laugh every time because
Yeah.
it reminds me of Lonesome Dove. It's sort of that kind of lyrical.
Right.
And this is where heads explode because we used every color inside of that
Yes.
suit.
Yeah.
One of the ideas is that Barry is really good at fighting once he gets the suit. A little reference to a TV show from the 2000s here. And he just murdered a lady.
Well, he froze her for
Froze
later.
her, right,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Right. But he doesn't
There's
know.
no murder.
Live? That's right. Hands up! Give me back my friend.
So Tom Bruno did all the cinematography, I think, in most of this sequence here, like at his back end. So the dynamic camera in terms of things whipping around, which always makes it fun to watch.
Sorry, Lockwood, I'll let them go. Right into
So here's where the food bar plot line comes back into the film. So hopefully we were obvious enough that it's not that big a shock. So we're overacting the characters here to kind of play it as a joke. Some expositional whiteboarding here to tell the audience why he wanted
First cloudy shot?
Yeah.
So using a foodimals as ingredients would make my product super.
Is that the first time we said the word foodimals in this movie?
No, I think Flint said it earlier.
Oh, did he?
He's
Oh, he's gonna
wipe
round
out-
up all the foodimals,
Wipe out all the foodimals or something like that.
Right. And then we see now the FLDSMDFR has been co-opted, so now it's like a Live Corp product, so it's very accommodating to whatever Chester wants. There's a lot of watermelons.
Yeah.
Their sound always makes me laugh.
Yeah, sounds like also they get dropped in a toilet bowl.
Yeah. That's Jeff Roubaix.
Yeah.
That line
They want
always
to
makes me laugh. I also love the way Will kind of explodes here.
Live Corp will remain the coolest, hippest company.
It's almost like, let's see if we can break the rig.
Yeah. Xiao Fu animated that shit,
Yeah.
right? So the idea is that, you know, Chester's eyes are green. The meta idea is that Chester's eyes are green. The whole movie's really been driven by greed, right?
Yeah.
So as we get into this world and as the story kind of goes more towards Chester's endgame, you see a little bit more green used through here, like coming up through the floor of the,
The green light.
the
yeah.
grinder there and stuff.
Oh no, Flint, this is embarrassing.
We see, I love Barb's performance in here too, that she's relieved that they know she's not going to kill everybody.
Right.
And there's our little, the scream.
Monkey, you are dismissed.
Oh, sad.
There's another Alan Hawkins shot.
make this go faster?
Give me that controller!
So here we pay off the holograms, the idea of you know, where's the peanut gag.
A great game of keep away.
So it's not that Chester's just gonna you know, kill everybody. He's gonna do it in a very torturously slow, entertaining way. Oh, there's nothing to Earl's acting there. Like, it's like the yellow tape is like kryptonite.
Yeah.
It's sort of draining his strength.
Takes his power.
Guys, listen. Invisible coffee table!
I don't know how he got that in there, but
Yeah. That fit in his coat.
yeah.
But now may not be the time.
So there's so like Flint's trying to find who has the real thing. At the same time, he's apologizing to Sam. So
The truth is,
that shot always makes me laugh.
every one of you
Yeah. I think there are multiple arms there as well, maybe. Yeah.
Yeah.
6 or 7 arms flying at once.
Note to self, put that on their tombstone.
Bring the underwear back. This is Dan Z animated this, didn't he?
These friends are the reason you keep losing.
Well, it's better than ending up alone like you.
Really?
I've got holograms.
Here's we see the banana sandwich
There it
come
is.
back and the deliberator.
Why don't you throw him a party?
So the idea here, plot-wise, that we wanted Sam to be part of the solution, and that she sort of helps him out. And so, like, Flint doesn't defeat Chester on his own. Chester believes he can defeat Flint with only himself, but Flint has to use his friends to win the day. So
He's got
Sam,
the power of friendship.
having apologized, Sam is now helping him find the idea, and at the end, Steve is going to be.
That's awesome.
Because you know it's just yellow tape. Some major 3D action here.
Freeze that frame. Yeah.
So Mark Mothersbaugh wrote this song. Who did the music?
Thelma?
Thelma.
I don't remember her last name, but yeah, Thelma was the singer.
That karate chop to the neck, that was a Josh Beveridge idea, because Flint's bad at sports and fighting, you know?
Guys!
So, so Flint's once again covered. Somehow Steve doesn't get hit with
Yeah.
that thing whenever it goes off. He's a pretty... Animals know. They know how to get
Yeah.
out of the way of hurricanes
Well,
and
Flint
and
might
paint
have sprayed
explosions.
him with like an anti-paint.
Keep your monkey clean, the first rule of inventing.
I want. Enjoy your friends, Lockwood.
But of course, Chester's going to get away with this. No. This is where our food comes back into the movie.
Look at those creepy chickens. Ah! Whirly beat.
I think at the end of the day, how many food creatures did we have, Cody?
Something like over 80.
You
food
will see
creatures.
there's a wild Knish there in the
Yeah.
background. That was hard to kind of identify. But he shows up. Like that music through there.
Yeah.
There's the Knish over there in the distance. And that's a buffalo behind Flint. They don't have any legs, so how they get around is really...
Like a slug almost, yeah.
There's nowhere to go!
That's what you
So you got to treat your friends well, man.
Yeah.
The lesson here is if you don't
Yeah.
treat people well, they're going to one day wake up and take your FLDSMDFR.
Yep.
Of course, Chester thinks he's going to be saved by his holograms. I can always rely on myself.
Yeah.
But we've seen the movie, so we know what's going to happen. Boom.
And actually, he should have been smarter than that. I mean, come on, dude. Chester.
But those vests are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
He kind of turtled into the vest and then he
Right.
cleans himself up. That was a callback to a gag we had in the first film where Sam had a choice to exit the Jello
Yeah.
mold. we like exit jokes.
Yeah.
And this is the best transition ever. Sasquatch!
Yeah.
I got that one. Yeah. I buzzed in on that one. Oh, I'll go back to that one too. Of
Yeah.
the little strawberry carrot high five.
Yeah.
Always makes me laugh. Oh, she blushes.
Awesome.
I love Barb.
I do too.
She's a great character. I love Kristen Shaw too.
Yeah, she's awesome. And your name is Kristen as well.
It is. My name's
Yeah,
Kristen
you guys
Perrin,
bonded over the Kristen.
and I got to work with Kristen Shaw. But we're both married, so it can only go as
Yeah.
far as this
Yes.
professional relationship. Oh no, the FLDSMDFR is not going to come back. This is how the
The
movie
end.
ends. Yeah. But wait. I love the way we pop the drama here. The first word out of its mouth is pickle.
League.
And then we told the team at ImageWorks to use every color you have. Little baby pickle.
Cheesy afterbirth.
This is gross but cute. I love the little uncoordinated cheeseburger there.
And too late in the game, it would have been nice maybe he was holding onions, but oh well.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah, to cry. Little
Yeah.
pearl onions. Because onions make you cry. And this, of course, makes sense.
Yes.
Because a little drop of man tear
Yeah, gives you Tom Selleck
will
Chester.
bring out the hair in the oppressed blueberry.
Do you think we can
There's
still
the
work
dirty
together?
Sparkswood drawing.
I think we will work
Sam is super cute.
Yeah.
Here.
We used to have a close-up of that drawing, and it actually has like a squash mosquito stuck in it.
Yeah.
and,
Still alive, of course.
yeah.
They're gonna let Barb back into the friendship, of course. Even Barry, she really, yeah, come on. And then we got the colorful
Yes.
reveal of Barb's inner beauty.
Yes.
That groom, that
Yeah.
hair groom, took a long time, you
Mhm.
know, to get that sheen. Here's where we pay off the monkey ape thing.
Beautiful.
There's a bond there.
Yeah. I think they could go on to be domesticated lab partners.
A little bit of romance.
Yeah.
Coming down the line.
Okay, now,
Sasquatch on Tip's hat.
all you have to do is guess it.
So,
It's fun playing Flint where he's not good at sports.
Yeah.
It's something I can relate to.
If that Flint Sam Barry shot wasn't the longest shot, this would be the longest shot, I think.
Ah, this might be the longest
Yeah.
shot. Yeah.
Am I fishing?
Was this
Claudio did this
Claudio?
one? Yeah.
Yeah. One of the last things finished in our
You got a live one.
animation department.
Flint. That's it.
The old, reeling in a big fish that turns out to be a small fish gag.
Look, there it is.
I love the inner story of the sardine here.
I give my life for you.
Can I go fishing all the time? And he goes, "You betcha, Skipper." And Sardine goes, "Oh crap," because they were having a great time without any people on.
Yeah.
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 And this is another shot where we asked the team to use every color.
Yes.
Rainbows. And Pearl Onion turns on TV, and we go into our coda.
Yeah.
Which was brilliantly directed by our
Craig Kelman.
lead character designer, Craig Kelman, and Pete Oswald, who's one of the most amazing designers I've ever worked with. He was a key designer on the first film. Did
Yeah.
he not design Sam Sparks?
I believe he finished off her design.
Right.
Yeah. The final design of Sam is, Pete Oswald.
So much like the spirit of the first film, where we kind of switched into a different style for the coda, we did the same thing here, and allowed us to kind of get a little bit more story into the film.
What is it like when people and food live together on the island of Swallow
In
Falls?
the rebuilt island of Swallow Falls. Phil Lord and Chris Miller, the guys who started the whole thing way back when. You'll notice in this coda, though, Pete and Craig are switching between different styles. So it's not just like the 2D animation, but you're going through stop motion. There's a bit of live action in here coming
Puppetry.
up, some puppetry, which is kind of cool. Love this style. The wildebeest. That would be stop motion there, right?
I believe so.
Anna Ferris. Love our cast, Bill and Anna and James Caan and
Terry.
everybody. Terry, Benjamin Bratt.
Andy.
So much fun to work with those guys. Neil Patrick Harris, who was
Yeah.
always game to come and read the dictionary for us.
Yes, yeah. Here's a list of one-word sentences. That's not a sentence. That's just one word.
That creature there was the Transmorris Mess,
Yes.
which we had a whole scene with that guy in the movie that got cut, right?
Yeah, it used to be the Creme Brulee Glacier.
Creme-
Creme Brulee Glacier.
Creme Brulee Glacier. The
Come on, kids, watch Creme Brulee Glacier.
The creme brulee glacier.
Yeah.
The kids are still confused because no one knows what a creme brulee
Yeah.
is. It's tasty.
Yeah,
You get it at the fancier
yeah.
restaurants.
But it was that moment where, Chester, Barb, and Flint were on their way to the mountain, and the creme brulee broke up.
Corn
and
dog.
Sasquatch broke up, and Flint got sucked in.
Or raisin in the sun.
Yeah.
Benjamin Bratt. He's a cool man. There's the eggplanety. I guess that's a seahorse.
Horseradish?
Horseradish.
Seahorse radish?
Oh, seahorse radish. Good.
Yeah.
Nice. See? That's a game. You can
Yeah.
hammerhead shark.
Yeah.
Hammer bread shark. Hammer bread shark.
Yes.
Puppets. We got some puppets here. And they're having a birthday party.
Yeah. Brent's back in his chicken suit.
This is the matzo bowl right there. We've got
Carrot horns.
Carrot horns. Chris June did an amazing job keeping us sane and getting the job done.
There's some characters of Justin and Kevin and Dave.
And the rest of the VizDev team.
Yep. Oh, goes by so fast.
Pete Oswald with his family there.
Manny, also a painter.
When the food doesn't run away.
Yeah.
Justin Thompson, that's our production designer, who we love, little pink guy. The blueberry, the blueberries, they get any respect, do they?
No, just get tossed around like, ouch!
I believe that's Craig Kelman
Yes.
in the big strawberry suit.
Yes.
So he's got lovely legs in those tights. There he is. And Brandon Jeffords cannot say enough nice things about that tall man.
He is tall, isn't he?
He's a very tall man.
Yeah.
And a really good head of story. Now
Yeah.
that's Cornyn. James Williams, another delightful human being
Yes.
from the country of Wales.
He speaks eloquently.
Pete Nash from the country of Canada. And Mosquitoes, and then our amazing animation leads. We love you all.
Good job, guys.
What's happening? We've swapped styles, but it's because it's a horror movie. Mandy and Christina and everybody goes screaming out of the building.
Run!
Our CG soups. And a beautiful happiness. There's a kiss. I mean,
Yeah.
we started the movie with a kiss and we end the movie with a kiss.
That's awesome. Love.
Love and dancing.
Love and dancing.
Mandy's
That's
dancing
a
always.
memoir.
Yeah,
Love and dancing.
The story of Cloudy.
Yes.
Oh, wait, there's more.
And what's that there?
I believe that's a banana sandwich that went through a grocery deliverator.
Yeah.
Steve is going to finally get to eat his banana sandwich.
So, do you want to go get coffee?
The moment everyone's been waiting for. And
No! She thought he meant dinner now.
Yeah.
And he was going to eat dinner. But he doesn't. I think Steve's just a monkey.
I think he is too.
All right, so...
Thanks for watching our film.
and thanks for listening to us babble. And thank you.
Good day.
Good day, eh?
My life, I never knew what I could be, what I could do, then we were new. You came along and made my life a song. One lucky day, you came along, just in time. While I was searching for a ride, you came along, then we were new. We can do what we want, we can live as we choose. You see, there's no guarantee, we've got nothing to lose. Don't look at me